Oh, shit. Here we go again.
And I promise you this, above all else, I'm going to be more obnoxious, more overbearing, and I'm going to make you all learn to love it because you'll have no choice. It's time!
Welcome to the Probably Wrong Podcast. Tony, Mike, Dave, and we're just a few days away from our first ever Probably Wrong Posse Hangout.
I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it.
Are you really?
Talked to Paulie. I don't know if he's come through on it yet, but I asked him to try to see if he could work his magic to set us up a little area.
Oh yeah, that's not going to be an issue. There's plenty of booze. That's not going to be an issue at all.
No, but we're going to try to make it like official.
All right.
It's probably not going to happen, so don't expect anything from us other than a good night out.
Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to this.
I am too. I can't wait. I don't go out, so.
Oh, it's going to be great. And I think we set it up at a good time, 5 to 8.
Yep.
So if people have kids, they can bring their kids. Because I was telling my buddy Matt, he's like, oh, I got my son. I'm like, well, people are bringing kids. So bring your kid, let them run around like crazy.
There'll be a bunch of kids, bunch of games. They can go out.
Bunch of burgers.
Hang out. Burgers. I'm looking forward to these delicious mozzarella sticks you were talking about last week.
Mozzarella moons.
Yes, the mozzarella moons. Yes. Yep, I've been steady thinking about that.
Yeah.
I've been eating real good, doing everything pretty healthy, and I'm like, this is going to be my night that I just devour.
Go nuts. I love it. Dave, are you excited? I don't really hear much from you over there.
I'm intrigued.
You're intrigued?
Yes.
You've been there before, no?
I have, yeah. Yeah, no, I don't want to get too excited, and then something pops up where Mike's like, I can't make it.
So you don't trust him?
It's not that.
It sounds like you don't trust him.
If
it's not that, then what is it?
I am working Saturday. I am working.
I gotta wait and see. You know,
it's an official Probably Wrong event that we've been vocal about for 3 weeks.
You have to show up.
I will be there. The wife has signed into this.
The wife's going to be there. The kids are going to be there. You have to be there.
My son Dalton has asked me every week, is it this Saturday? Is this Saturday?
It's like Christmas.
Is this Saturday? He is going to be right with the three of us because he is the biggest fan of this show.
Oh, nice.
He is our biggest out there promoter. Everywhere we go. Oh, hey, you know my dad has a podcast? You should check it out. Him and his buddies. It's the Probably Wrong podcast. Everywhere we go.
Nice,
his teachers, his friends. At the card show.
Yeah.
Say, hey, you know my dad's a podcaster? Probably Wrong. With that guy right over there.
The nervous guy over there with the cards? With the hockey cards that nobody wants? Yeah, that guy.
He is constantly, everywhere you go. And I'm like, sometimes I get embarrassed because I'm like, this isn't the place. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, that's right, Dalton, tell him. Tune in. He's got it down. He's like, they're on YouTube, they're on Instagram, they're on the TikTok.
I think it's going to be great because a lot of people watch weekly, and now they get to put faces to the people that they comment with. It's going to be fantastic.
And I mean, we'll see. A lot of people here have said that tune in every week are going to be there.
No, we'll see. Some people talk a lot of shit though.
I know. We'll see.
We'll see how it is. But I'm thinking it's going to be good. If we could grab 15, 20 people, I think it'd be fantastic. Yeah. Be a lot of fun.
I'd be looking forward. Phil's on here. He'll be there promoting his own podcast, the Distilled Nightlife podcast.
Nice.
You know?
And Phil,
my mother's going to be there, and father.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that good or bad?
That's good. They're very much looking forward to being there.
Dave, you got to be on your best behavior.
I'm going to try.
All right. We'll see how that goes.
Phil's coming to support us because he's going. You guys are going to go support him at his April 25th.
In Plymouth.
In Plymouth, yes. It starts at 7 o'clock.
In the morning?
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
At Gillis Family Tavern. The Distilled
So
Nightlife.
Phil's not working. He's bar crawling.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be a good one. So that's April 25th?
Yep. They're only having one drink everywhere and judging as they go.
Yeah.
He goes, we ask everyone to come and enjoy themselves respectfully.
Oh, God. How long is that going to last? One drink everywhere. There's millions of bars there.
They have a list of bars that they're going.
One drink everywhere. They go to 12 bars. That's 12 drinks.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That's an Uber night. That's gotta be an Uber night. I'm looking forward to that, too.
Oh, Jay Fields just chimes in. All right, he's bagging out.
Oh, this is why I hate having get-togethers.
I'll give it to him, though. He lives quite far. He lives out in the deep Worcester area.
All right.
So that would have been a little bit of a drive. So he's the only one. I'm giving him an excuse too, honestly, because he supplied the Probably Wrong podcast with a group outing at the Boston Red Sox.
Right.
So Fields gets a pass.
Yeah, he gets a little bit more leeway than everyone else.
So yeah, I can't wait. It'll be a good time. Looking forward to it. 5 to 8. I'm sure you guys will stick around. But once 8 comes, the clock strikes midnight. I turn into a pumpkin, and I'll be right out the door.
I'll probably go home, feed my cats, inject my cat with insulin, the Diesel, diabetic, and then I'll come back. So if people want to hang around, I'll be back.
We'll see how the night goes.
All right.
Dave, why do you say that?
God, he doesn't even think you're showing up.
Once he's on his third martini, it's...
Oh, he doesn't do martinis. He doesn't do... He's doing them... You do the sun cruises, right?
I think I'm going to stick with the sun cruises to keep
nice,
it light,
easy.
You know?
Yeah.
I give it by 7:30. There's hard drinks in front of him.
It's possible.
It's possible.
The warden will be there, so we'll see.
If Trevor and Maggie are coming...
Trevor's going to be there?
Yeah, well, he's a part of the show. He's our excommunicado producer that used to be before I fired him.
Yeah.
And we will have a surprise guest.
Uh-oh.
You know who it is. There'll be a surprise guest making his appearance with his newborn child. So, Yep. You'll see him there.
Willier Abreu?
No, he's not famous, but he's famous in the early Probably Wrong podcast days.
Oh! He's not bringing his child.
Yeah.
He's bringing his child to a bar?
Yeah. I'm bringing my children.
Yeah, but his child is a newborn.
Oh,
They're not made of glass.
That's even easier.
Yeah.
Keep them in the carrier.
Isn't it loud in bars for kids?
Oh, the kids will sleep through anything.
Yeah.
All right.
Babies will sleep through anything.
I'm not opposed to it. All right, that's good.
I wish I could play the train horn to give people a little.
That little tugboat. That's good. I haven't seen him in a while since you kicked him off the ship. Well, maybe I shouldn't give it away. I won't give it away. That's good.
All right. Let's move forward. So. We're all getting older, right? So, lately, I'll give you a little backstory. So, I've been going to the gym, working out, treadmill, I've been feeling good, feeling active. I'm like, all right. So, both kids this weekend had a parents versus kids soccer game.
Okay.
And I'm like, I can do this now.
Yeah. Running's a different sport.
Yeah. Yes, it is. First play, my son's in net. They kick it up. I'm like, I'm taking this one. I'm firing this one off my boy's head.
Yeah, absolutely.
So as I'm running, I get a little misplay with the ball because I'm not the most athletic, So I kind of pass it away.
Tall and white, we kind of figured that.
But I'm like, ooh, something just happened there. But we're a bunch of grown men, and we hide our pain amongst each other.
Yeah.
So I kind of lollygag back, and then next thing you know, they fire it up again, and I'm like, here we go. So I charge down, I fire it in, I score on them, and instantly, the leg is numb. I have never felt pain inside my leg the whole way down that I've ever felt before.
Was it sciatic, hamstring?
It felt like a sciatic, but it wasn't. It was deep in my hamstring, down to my knee and my calf.
It's like you haven't used me in about 20 years. Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah, so I had to hide that the rest of the game because, we're men. We don't show our pain.
Yeah. Limp along.
I was even hiding that, and as we're walking away, Leah looks at me. She's like, "Why are you dragging your left leg?" She's like, "Let's get out of here. I'm hurt.
I'll explain later.
I'm hurt. I can't move it. So it took until today. It's starting to feel a little bit better. I went to the chiropractor. He did work, but man,
what did he say?
He doesn't know. He didn't think it was a side. He just thought it was a deep, he didn't want to say tear, but I really strained, pulled.
Yeah.
You gotta. He goes, did you stretch or warm up? I was like, absolutely not.
Just play the game. Stretch. What's wrong with this guy? Did you stretch or warm up? Come on, knock it off.
Absolutely not.
I could stretch for 3 hours and still be tight.
Oh man, yeah. Whew, let me tell you, it was. I thought I was prepared. I thought I was good to go, and then
that the sprinting, the running, the moving side to side, it's just different.
And this leads me to pickleball is going to be a joy.
I tell people that play for the first time, think about playing at 50% speed. Because if you think about 50% speed, you're probably going 75. Anything more than that, you're going to get hurt, especially early on. Right now, I've been playing for about 10 months, so I'm moving pretty good on the court. But early on, it's just chaos. So,
I'm thinking like 25%. Speed.
Yeah. So, you'd probably like rev it up to about 30 if you're thinking 25. And that's a very safe place to be.
So that's what I should, but I couldn't do that against the kids' game.
No. Especially when you have a breakaway. You slam that ball right off your kid's face.
And he was looking at me thinking...
Oh, he's like, oh man, I'm going down. It's about to grown up.
Score on him.
Yeah.
So, it was fun other than that, but... Next time,
takes a little while to recuperate too.
I could. The next day, I couldn't move. I could see. I was just trying not to mention anything, and Leah's just looking at me, go, "Like you are hurting." Yep.
She was like,
so,
"You
I tagged her
are old."
again. She had to play She played the game on Saturday with the daughter, and she was unscathed. So. Mm-hmm. Bob Roxbury chimes in. He pulled his lower back sleeping a couple days ago.
Oh, that's the worst part about turning 40. You wake up and you're injured. It's like, what the hell? I went to bed perfectly fine. I woke up, I have a broken neck and 2 twisted ankles.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I just slept. Sucks.
Oh.
So I know what Bob's talking about. I've done that several times. You wake up, you're like, my back's out of place, or my hips are out of...
Kenny Andrade chimes in. He'd like to have you take your hoodie off.
All right, for Kenny Andrade, my guy, he bought me breakfast or lunch the last time we were out, so bam, the hoodie's coming off, just for you, my guy.
So we're talking about our bodies falling apart, for the most part. Did you guys happen to see this weekend Duke fall apart and completely blow that game and their chance of getting to the championship?
Saturday night, I was at the bar, Barrett's, and like a little bit of they're up 10 with about 3 minutes left, right?
Tony, they went 10 minutes with scoring 1 field goal. Like, that coach, the awful game plan, and I'm looking at it, there was like 4, maybe 5 plays in a row that Cooper Flagg didn't even get the ball.
Didn't touch the ball. I mean,
how do you not
You have the best player in the country, get the ball in his hands, he'll make something happen.
Yeah, and I know, everyone's like, Houston, the best defense. Yes, they played great defense, and I'll give it to them. But the end of the day, that team, the way that they were, constructed, it's just bad coaching. And then I look at Cooper Flagg, and I'm like, that guy just doesn't look ready. I don't care about his stats. I'm talking when the moment got big, he didn't rise to the occasion.
Right. But, he did have a good game. He is 1 year younger than everyone else.
He's 18.
He came out early.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you really think he's ready for the NBA next year?
Oh, you're the number 1 pick. You come out.
Yeah.
And you know what? He might not be...
I'm not saying he's not the number 1 pick.
Right.
Because by far, the name alone and everything he's put up, he is by far the number 1 pick. But when you put him on the NBA court... I think it's going to take him a little bit while. I think it'll take him longer than it took Wemby.
Well, Wemby is Wemby's a more talented player.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown his first year didn't show as well as Jason Tatum did his first year. Jaylen Brown his first year was very erratic. Some say he still is.
Yeah.
But it might take him a year or 2 to be a 15-point scorer. But
a number 1 pick,
But still, you're getting picked at 18.
Yeah.
That's... You can take a couple of years to...
So, go ahead, Dave.
Well, you're the consensus number 1 pick. You got to go. You can't... Playing in college isn't going to do anything. He's 18.
I just think another year under his belt at Duke is going to be so much more beneficial to him than some of these other players, especially with his age.
Yeah.
But
you're in the NBA, you're getting better nutrition, better coaching, better practicing, all that at the age of 18. So... I get it. You're like, we can allow him to mature on the college, but why have him go back to college to totally dominate? Let's get him, like when Holmgren came out, Chet, scrawny, but all of a sudden he got hurt, and it's like, what a wasted season. It's not a wasted season because he gets the NBA.
You're right.
He gets NBA treatment.
Yeah, 100%.
Where is he going? I guess is the bigger
San Antonio.
I was saying this the other day. When San Antonio's in the lottery, they get the number 1 pick. Especially with Wemby and his blood clots, he may not be back.
And then you get De'Aaron Fox, Wemby, and
Cooper Flagg.
Woo-hoo! That's a dynasty
They
waiting
still
to
have the
happen.
same coach, or did he retire?
Popovich?
He was out all year with injuries. Nothing's been said yet about him coming back next year yet. So
I mean, he's also like one of those guys that if you can draft a kid like that,
I don't think Popovich has much left.
no,
probably not.
Yeah,
I
he's
think
been
if they
around a
got
long
the number
time.
one pick and it was Cooper Flagg, I think
might-
Pop comes back.
for maybe a year, but he's very old and he's kind of falling apart.
Yeah.
So,
But I was just very to get back to the game, watching that. It was actually disappointing watching that meltdown. Like I wanted to see Cooper Flagg in the championship. I wanted to see him in that and win it with Duke, like Paige won it with UConn. Like these guys that just dominate, and then it's just those last 10 minutes, and then watching him when he would get the ball, and it's like he wasn't really reading the defense. Like he was making bad passes, and
and maybe the moment got a little too big for him. But you know what? The moment got a little big for Chris Webber. Right? Calling a timeout when they didn't have one. But
Are you
Chris
saying
Webber,
that because I have the shirt
no,
on
I love
today?
Chris Webber. But Chris Webber goes on to have a great NBA career.
But overall in that Michigan game, Weber had one bad moment. He played a great game.
Yeah,
Cooper Flagg had a great start, got these guys out. I'm just saying that those. And again, I'm just talking about the game. I'm just what I saw out of Cooper Flagg. He's a dynamic talent, but just those last 10 minutes, you couldn't.
Yeah, but
do anything?
like you said, he wasn't as involved as he should have been, and that ball, the offense should have been running through him. So,
Right. So is the situation too big for him?
he's 18 years old.
Is he not ready for?
Right, like, come on.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
he
great-
got to the
great
Final
players.
Four.
But it was an
Great
easy run
players
for him,
want-
though. It was easy. That was the first game, and that's the other thing. That was the first game that they really had any opposition. He's had a run all year. I mean, I didn't watch much college, but I did watch Cooper Flagg highlights, and it looked like he had a pretty easy year.
But he's 18 years old. Like, you're going to have adversity, and maybe that's his first, major adversity, and then it takes time. You know, how many times did the Celtics lose in the playoffs before they finally took, year after year, it's like, when are they going to make it? It took them about 6 or 7 years.
Yep. And speaking of the Celtics, Jay Fields brings up something, and Jay, you're not the first person to say this to me. Trade Jaylen Brown and get Cooper Flagg. And can I say, I'll say the same thing to you that I've said to everybody else. Absolutely not. Because it's going to take a good 4, maybe 5 years for Cooper Flagg to get even at Jaylen Brown level.
Yeah.
And then what do you got? Jaylen Brown, as much as we dog on him and he can't dribble and this and that, Jaylen Brown is a top 15 player in the NBA.
15 to 20. Yes, 15
I
to 20.
don't dog on him.
Yep.
But I just don't. You take a player like that and you trade him for Cooper Flagg. I don't like the return right now. And right now we're set up to win.
Yeah.
I don't know where we are in 5 years.
And the team that has the number one pick, do they want Jaylen Brown? They're not ready for Jaylen Brown yet. They're not ready to win now, so Jaylen Brown doesn't make them a 60 or a 55.
In all honesty, if you get the first pick and someone offers you Jaylen Brown,
You don't take it.
You're like, well, what else do you have to offer?
Yeah, you're like, we're not going to, build... Yeah.
Draft picks and
Right.
So
it's just not... The trade for Jaylen Brown would have been a few years ago for Cade Cunningham. That would have been a trade.
And if you follow the Probably Wrong Instagram page, you know, because every time Cade Cunningham has gone off this year, I make sure to know that the Celtics turned down that trade for Cade Cunningham and Isaiah Stewart and a draft pick for Jaylen Brown. And as much as you guys like Jaylen Brown, wait till you see Cade Cunningham in the playoffs, because it's sized up right now that they're going to play the Knicks, and the Pistons are going to beat the Knicks. So we're going to have a showdown with the Pistons, and they're a tough team.
And that would have put Cade Cunningham and Tatum more on the same path.
Yeah.
So Tatum's on this path, and then Cooper Flagg's on... It's just not going to work,
No.
you know? You need people maturing at the same time.
So, and the other part of this weekend, Paige Buckers in UConn.
Watched it.
What did you think of Paige?
Good. Doesn't handle the ball as much as Caitlin Cark. She's more of an off guard, more of a 2 guard.
She doesn't need to with that team, but when she gets the ball, she knows what to do with it.
Oh yeah. I'm not slighting her.
They mopped the floor with both the Final Four game and the championship game.
Yeah.
Stacked
Those
team.
weren't even competitive games.
Right. But she's not a traditional point guard. So the ball, she's not gonna. So I thought she was, but she's not. But great shooter, very fundamentally sound, very good, very fun to watch. I love Caitlin Cark because she controls the tempo of the game because she always has the rock, where Paige doesn't. But I think Juju is a little bit more like Caitlin Cark.
And what about, so there's 2 girls coming out this year, Paige Buckers, and did you see any of this Haley Van Lith? I'm destroying her name.
No.
She played on Louisville. She played with Angel Reese at LSU, and then was like, get me the hell out of here. And then just went to TCU. Yeah. She's another girl that is going to be fun to watch in the NBA next, WNBA next year.
And then next year,
it'll be
2
Juju.
years from now, you'll have Juju.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they're looking good.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, so they did the numbers for this year. So 2024, Caitlin Cark's year, final year, 10.8 million viewers. This year, 3.9.
I think we had this argument. Did we have this argument last year?
Yeah, she means nothing to basketball.
She is must-watch TV. She's Steph Curry in a female body.
Yeah.
She's great to watch. And for everyone that says it had something to do with Angel Reese or they're
absolutely not.
No. Because they're moving Caitlin Cark games to NBA stadiums because they can field 17,000 fans.
Yep.
It's amazing.
100%.
And I'm looking forward to this season because I think she takes another step up.
This year, I'm going to watch more games. Because you're going to have Caitlin Cark, who looks, if you saw pictures, I don't know if you've seen pictures of her.
I have not.
She's hit the gym.
Yeah.
She's in shape for this year. She's going to run through this league this year.
Oh, I hope so.
But I'm looking forward to seeing her. I'm looking forward to seeing Paige. I'm looking forward to seeing Haley. I'm looking forward to watch Cameron Brink. I'm looking forward to see Angel Reese fall on her face.
Oh.
So, but they have the summer. Other than baseball, and you got the dog days, the WNBA is going to be a pretty decent product to watch.
Because of Caitlin Cark.
Yeah.
Yep.
It all starts with her. I'll give 100%. You that. 100% it starts with her. And we're just going to see the evolution of the game now.
We hope.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, God bless you, these girls need to knock it off. They were hating on Caitlin Cark all year. It almost turned into a national thing.
But it's funny. So these girls coming in now, like Paige,
they don't hate her. Because they played her and they respect her and they're like, this girl's the real deal. Yeah,
every single one of them.
Yeah, it's all the jealous older girls
and Angel Reese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want the league to get better, and I want the newer players to be good. Just because every new girl that comes in, it drops Angel Reese a step lower. I just hate her as a person.
When it comes to Angel Reese, I want her to put this stuff behind her. And that's what drives me crazy. She cannot
do it.
Because I was talking at work with some guys. I go, she is an unbelievably athletic female with a great rear on her.
Oh, great ass, horrible basketball player.
But we talked about this last year. I mean, she throws up these awful shots, but she's so much more physical than everyone else.
Yeah.
She
she's
gets
like Kendrick
rebounds.
Perkins. Yeah. She's the male equivalent would be Kendrick Perkins.
Yeah, I just wish that she could focus on basketball a little bit. We'll see this year if she did, because if this girl could ever shut her mouth and develop a game, she's another one that'll be great for it. But right now, just so many people dislike her. That's what they're tuning in for her downfall.
People don't like arrogant bitches.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Seems like the talent's getting a little bit better coming out.
Jay chimes in.
Clark.
He thinks the league's going to have the realization that she's their bread and butter, and they don't go as hard as her this year. I mean, you would kind of think that as the year went on last year, Jay, that they would figure it out.
Yeah.
I hope after watching the disaster which has happened in the 3-on-3 all summer, and then these numbers, that you're right, they should realize. I don't want her to get the preferential treatment, but I
just let her be like everyone else.
Exactly. There's no need to be all that foul bullshit that we saw last year.
No, but
because imagine if she got hurt on a stupid hard foul. Now the league is crap again.
Right.
Now nobody's watching.
They will never let it go. These girls will retire being douchebags to Caitlin Cark.
Yeah.
So once they've filtered out of the league, things might change, but it's going to be a few years.
No. Yeah. And if they go on strike,
well, that's stupid if they go on strike.
I think that was Angel Reese talking. I don't think that's anyone else talking, because everyone's like, dude, our league loses money every year. There's nothing we can. If we go on strike, there might not be a league anymore.
No, 100%. Yep. Bob chimes in here. He agrees about Clark being that big of a draw. Wonders this year how much of it was UConn fatigue. And yeah, you got it right. UConn's always there. People are tired.
They haven't won in a long time.
Right. Who won last year?
South Carolina.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
beat Caitlin Cark.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know why I know that, but
well, I think many of us watched it because of Caitlin Cark. She got off she got on fire early and then kind of cooled down.
Yeah, but I watched it because of Caitlin Cark, not.
Right.
I didn't know what the other team was she was playing against.
Oh yes, true.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know why I know who won it last year.
Well, that was the most we've ever done on NCAA, like men and women. You know, we just did a good segment, a good 10 minutes.
I really like Caitlin Cark.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah.
I don't think she's very attractive, but I really like watching her play, and I think in a way, she's kind of polarizing. Not with fans. I think fans like her, but she's polarizing because a lot of people don't like her in the media, other athletes or other basketball players.
Just WNBA.
Just women.
As Jay chimes in, Cheryl Swoops. The Cheryl Swoops effect, that she was influencing some of the younger players. So,
yeah.
Hey. All right. That's all I got to say about that, guys.
That's great.
That's it, huh?
No. Whew. Let's talk some baseball.
All right.
And before we get into the Red Sox, Dave, Vlad Jr. is gone.
I know.
Off the table.
Off the
14
table.
years, $500 million. Far cry from that 700 he was talking about.
Yeah, but
I think it's a respectable deal, and that's really in the ballpark for him. 14
you know
years,
what?
$500 million.
it's about $35 million a year.
Yeah.
A little bit more than Denver's.
Good for Toronto to keep a guy that they drafted and not just get rid of him when he's looking to get paid.
Well, the problem is Toronto doesn't want to get rid of people. Nobody wants to be in Canada.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but it's great for baseball and great for the American, because you'd hate to have like a Florida Marlins in your division where it's just garbage. So it's great. I didn't mean to cut you off, but it's great. It's great for baseball. It's good for the division.
Definitely.
He gives Toronto a little legitimacy.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and just the fact that he is willing to stay there, it's great. It's awesome for baseball because you see a lot of these guys. They grow up in an organization, they do good things, and then they're looking to get paid, and it's the Yankees will pay you, or the Mets will pay you, or used to be the Red Sox, and these guys will just take off or get traded.
Toronto's been trying to spend money for years.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to go there.
Nobody wants to go
about
there.
Otani and right. No one wants to go to Canada to play sports. The taxes on these guys is ridiculous. A lot of these NHL players can't wait to come down to the American team.
That's why they wrote his contract up weird, because he has bonus money.
So most of his money's up front.
And it's bonus,
Yeah.
because the bonus money is his home state of Florida, no taxes, as opposed to getting taxed in Canada. I was on I used to go to the Vineyard quite a bit. Do you believe that?
I've never been there, and I can't believe you've gone there.
Overrated, so overrated. I used to go there every other weekend, and I was on the boat talking to a guy. His buddy was the GM for the Toronto Raptors, and he said, "We try not to draft American players." Because when they're up, they don't want to stay in Canada. So that's why the Raptors had a run of drafting foreign players. And that might be why Vlad is okay with staying in Canada, because he didn't grow up. Well, he did grow up in the United States, but his father was in Montreal. So it might be a little bit different for him.
Justin Elwood chimes in, Toronto needed to do this after striking out on the Otani and Soto deal. 100%.
Yeah,
they couldn't let this guy go. They had to sign him, because if he left, you strike out on Otani, you strike out on Soto, and they were willing to pay them top dollar. And then your premier guy leaves.
You're the Florida Marlins.
Yep.
You're the Florida Marlins. And they signed Santander, who hit 44 homers last year. So they're trying. It's just hard to get people to play up there.
Yeah. Well, if you can structure contracts like that, so that he gets most of his money from his home state of Florida, then
right. You can help him out, throw him a bone.
Yeah, that'll help these guys maybe stay in Canada, but it's a tough spot to draw people in. And Toronto is a team that has won before. It's not like they've never
Joe
won.
Carter, back to back.
Roberto Alomar, John Olerud.
Yeah. So you know how they talk about the Patriots having to pay the suck tax because they suck? Toronto almost has to pay that because you're keeping people out of the U.S. and in Canada.
Yeah.
Bob chimes in, the taxes up there are high. The value of the Canadian dollar is something like 67 to 70 cents to the U.S. dollar.
Yeah, it's not good.
Jay Fields. So we covered this a lot last week, but we'll touch base with a little bit this week. He asked if you can explain what the deal is with the Yankees bats. If you've noticed the story of that, once the word got out that everybody was using them, or a lot of teams were, it kind of died down, especially when the Yankees went a little
cooler. The Yankees
cooler.
haven't been hitting. I mean, they won today 4-3. I was watching that game, but they scored 2 runs late. They haven't been hitting. So the torpedo bat, it was Ketel Marte on Arizona that I think he had it first in 2019, and people throughout the league have been using it. I guess Stanton was using it in the playoffs last year, but they said because it's a black bat,
you don't notice
it.
Yeah.
So it's been around for years. I think the Yankees caught a day against Nestor Cortez. It was I watched that game. The wind was blowing out, and he was throwing about 85 miles an hour, and they just watched bomb after bomb after bomb. So, and then all of a sudden the story's out, and then a week later they cooled off.
It's a perfectly legal bat that was designed, passed by MLB years ago. Yankees resubmitted it on this year, and they're like, yeah, this bat's fine. People are using it.
It's obviously not doing anything super special. I mean, the one day, and it's at Yankee Stadium.
A small park.
Right. Home runs are hit a lot in that stadium. I mean, you got Aaron Judge, you got Stanton. Those guys hit bombs wherever they play. It's even easier for them at Yankee Stadium. But those bats, I really don't see it being a big deal. If it was, everyone would use it.
Judge doesn't use it. So right away, that was the game that he hit 3 homers. He doesn't use it, So
I mean, which like of the top players in the league, who's using them? Like, are there guys that are?
I think a lot of top players are starting to ask for them because they want to try it out. But I think at the end of the day, I think these guys are creatures of habit, and Judge doesn't use it because he doesn't like
regular bat.
Yeah.
It doesn't make that much of a difference.
It looks like the Red Sox started to use them and then gave them back.
I still think this team is going to rake.
So, Tony, I don't disagree with you. I just feel... So last week we got into this with launch angle. And I think I don't hate the launch angle, and I'm not saying for these guys to get rid of it. All I'm saying is with these guys, and they start to face some better pitching teams, then take what the pitcher gives you when you have men on base. And I think the Red Sox, and I get it, this is league-wide. This is everybody's launch angle. I just get infuriated when there are men on base and you see these guys swinging for the fences. And I'm just, it was like,
I don't know.
Put the ball in play.
Cedane Rafaela. That's an example of somebody that swings for the fences. And because of that, he's starting to lose playing time, which I'm a fan of. But you know what? I see Duran hitting the ball to the opposite field. Devers was struggling. When you're struggling, you're just doing what you can.
I think Duran's the exception, because I think Duran plays the game, and not just the fact that I really like Duran, especially with all this mental health stuff that we've been talking about forever, and it's just getting out there now. But I think he's the kind of person that takes what the pitcher gives him. If he's got a chance to launch that ball to a moonshot, he's going to do it. But if there's men on base, I think that he is a great hitter that is just getting better and better, and he takes what that pitcher gives him.
Launch angle has been around forever. I think the thing that people try to do is they try to minimize hitting the ball on the ground. Vladimir Guerrero, when he first came up, was hitting the ball on the ground like crazy. They had to change his swing because there's just not a lot of base hits when you hit the ball on the ground. So I think people kind of talk about it too much. Launch angle doesn't mean that you're trying to hit homers. It means that you're trying to
drive that ball out.
Or lift it over the infielders, because if you hit the ball on the ground, they shift like crazy.
But we're having this past series with Toronto. Toronto's in the... I know it's early, Tony, but they're in the top half of the league in pitching. They were pitching pretty well, and there are several times this last series where I'm like, here's the time. Like, play small ball at this point. Like, we're not... Like, we got to get on base. We got to move things around, and we're just... we're going to hit a home run, and we're going to win it. You know, we beat up on Baltimore, and we beat up on... Baltimore's right now in the bottom. They're struggling pitching. I know they have names, but they're in the bottom half of the league so far this year with pitching. And so is in St. Louis that we beat them up. Now watch, we're going to play the White Sox next series. They're in the bottom half. We're going to rake.
Toronto doesn't have good pitching.
You're going by names. This year, overall, that team, especially even after this week, they're in the top 10.
But it's early.
And
we got to give it 30 games.
We have a show. We're talking about this now.
Oh, God. But so we're going to say the Washington Nationals are better than the Dodgers because they beat them 2 in a row.
Right now, they're pitching well. Is it going to hold up? No. And I'm not saying Toronto is a world beater, but right now, in the beginning of the season, they're pitching well. and we come across teams that are pitching well.
We also caught 2 very cold days, and they didn't hit in the cold.
Toronto did.
Toronto hit a little bit. It was cold. It was yesterday's game. They said it was 36 degrees, but it felt like 23 because of the wind. Those are cold days. You see everybody all bundled up. Like, that ball hit you. Did
Toronto have warmer bats?
Yeah, they didn't.
Because they still hit?
Yeah, they barely hit. They scored a few
runs. They scored 6 runs.
How many walks did Crochet have? 6?
And that's another thing. I like
4 walks.
I had Glasnow get rocked on my fantasy team. When it's cold, a lot of times that guys that need the grip, they can't get the grip right. So the first month of the season, I feel like all these games should be West Coast or in domes.
Oh, yeah, I've thought that for years. They shouldn't be playing in Fenway till May.
Right, that's what I mean. Like, opening day should be like late April in Fenway.
Memorial Day weekend, I thought for years that should be your opening day.
Yeah, because
you don't want frost on the ground at Fenway.
Oh God, because I see these pitches like they can't grip the ball. I just saw it with the Yankees today. Their reliever comes in, Devin Williams, great reliever, can't find the plate, can't grip the ball. It's freezing out. So I hate to say, like, we're taking a 2-week sample and being like, this is what it is.
But that's what we have. Like, that's
but it's also in the cold.
But that's what we have to talk about right now, is how we can't just, they're going to be okay. We don't know if they're going to be okay.
I think they're going to be okay.
We hope. I hope they're going to be okay.
I think this lineup is...
I could just talk about what we're seeing right now.
And I think... I like what we're seeing. I like the fact that you can move Christian Campbell from second base to center field. I like the depth of this lineup. I think their starting staff, which I thought would be pretty good, I don't think it's going to be good. Walker Buehler's scaring me. If he's not throwing 97, 98, he can't. He has to battle.
Yeah.
And I think Walker Buehler is going to regret signing a 1-year deal because he's never going to see $20 million again. He's going to be a 4 to 5 inning pitcher, throwing 94 miles an hour.
He's a guy that I've said from the beginning, yes, I hope that he pitches well, but he is a middle relief guy. He is a guy that can come in. Or a number 5 starter. No, he's not the bullpen guy. He proved it in the playoffs. He was dominant.
Maybe he's just looking for that warmer weather.
Yeah, maybe. So
I don't know.
Hopefully.
Yeah, maybe with your second Tommy John, it takes a little bit longer to get your arm strength back. Or we don't know too many guys that have had.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the study size?
Well, there's not a ton of names.
Two.
Usually, after you have one Tommy John, you come back throwing harder. After your second, it looks like you lost about 4 miles an hour off the fastball.
If you have to have a second, your career's probably pretty close to
Ohtani had
over.
a second, so we'll see how Ohtani looks.
Throwing gas today.
Yeah. Ohtani's a little bit of a different breed, though. He had shoulder surgery.
Still hitting the balls.
Yeah. Everyone else had shoulder surgery. They can't hit for a year.
If you want to see it, look in the Probably Wrong story. I have it up there, and he is just firing. And
he's a different breed. He might be the best athlete of all time. He's great.
So a few positive things to hit on for the Red Sox before we move over. Bregman, looking to be a great signing.
Yeah, natural at third.
Yep.
Loves Fenway Park.
Loves Fenway Park. His swing's perfect for Fenway Park. And the smoothness. And Trevor Story's been playing. Trevor Story always plays a great defensive shortstop when he plays. So you have that left side of the infield that's like rock solid. You can't get a ball by there.
Nope.
So it's great for any starting pitches. But yeah, Devers
making contact.
Yeah.
Had a good weekend against some bad pitching, cleaned up, but what I did see in this Toronto series is the ball is not flying by him. He's making contact. He had, I think in this Toronto series, he only had 4 strikeouts.
Right.
So
I think Devers, when he looks back at the start of this year, is going to say, you know what? In spring training, I had 15 at-bats. It looks like I need about 45 at-bats. Yep. I think he underestimated how many at-bats he needed because he was in spring training mode for the first 20 at-bats of the season.
And Abreu seems to be a surprise. Great trade. Got rid of Vasquez for him. And I think at the time, people were like, meh, whatever.
Yeah, it was him and Emmanuel Valdez from the Astros. Yep. Abreu, good defensively, smart, baseball player. Will probably have to get traded at some point.
Great arm. Great at-bats. He is.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I like this team. I think they're going to be a lot of fun. The starting staff really scares me a little bit.
Every time I'm watching them.
Yeah,
I mean, this is the first season in a while that every time they're on TV, I'm watching. Last night, I watched it right up until the Celtics got going.
Yeah.
So it was nice.
Yeah, it's good.
I put it on for a few minutes.
Hey, but that's more than last year.
Dave, I can tell when you're not watching something because you go silent.
No, I flipped it on last night. It was 4-0. I was like, I thought Crochet was pitching, and I looked and I was like, he is, and this is not good.
Yeah, but he did have the biggest win of the season so far. They were 1-3, right? No, 1-4, and he won that game in Baltimore. Went 8 innings against a division rival. That was a huge win.
Yeah,
Because all of a sudden it got them on that little winning streak. Now they're at 500.
I've watched way more baseball now than I've watched in the last 5 years.
Well, it's fun when they go first to third, when they're stealing bases, when they're making good defensive plays. It's good. It's a better brand.
Duran gets the first, it's usually an automatic double. I mean, he was one of the games I was watching. I don't remember which one, but he gets a single and then he took off. The catcher didn't even make the throw because he was like,
gone.
Yeah.
So I know we're running short on time here, and we have a few things to get to, but I think the Duran stuff deserves to be mentioned.
Yeah.
And that was, we had talked about this. I give it to the Probably Wrong podcast on this. We kind of had this first talking about
this is better. I mean,
but we got a little bit with the comments last year, a little bit into his mental health.
Yeah,
and I don't think a lot of people realized how much that he has struggled.
Yeah, how bad it was.
Yeah. And I didn't know that he took a shotgun to the head.
No, I didn't.
I know he struggled because he's been open about his mental health. So we kind of touched on that a bit, but yeah, it's. I think whatever you find in real life society, you're going to find that same percentage among all these athletes. So if 25% of people struggle with mental health, when you look at pro athletes, it's going to be 25%.
And I give it to the guy to talk about the way that he did. Now,
Good for him.
I get it that, when I just say talk about it, he was in depth.
Yeah.
There's not many people to be like, I had a gun in my mouth and I pulled the trigger and it misfired. You know?
Right.
So,
yeah.
Especially an athlete, and I think that was awesome. And I think I kind of foolish to think that it didn't help somebody, but I'm sure
it's going to help plenty of people. It's going to help plenty of athletes. Imagine if Junior Seau didn't commit suicide and was more of a spokesman, right? How many people would that help in the future? I mean, God rest his soul, and I think everybody loved Junior Seau, but I think this has a potential to help a lot of people, not just athletes, and this might give Jaren Duran a huge purpose outside of baseball and after baseball where he can help young people struggling with mental health.
It's crazy. Where have you... I'm sure there's many cases of people that just don't talk about it, but this guy was he was an up-and-comer. His story had just gotten started, and this is happening. With Junior Seau, I'm not belittling of it, but that was his career was over. There was a lot of stuff. But this is prime. This is like Wemby. You know what I mean? And not to that style. That was probably the wrong example.
The age.
The age.
But I think that's when people struggle the most, right?
I think it's all ages. People struggle.
Right. But I think your 20s is a lot of think about our 20s. The people that are still around from our 20s, probably not that you still hang around. It's dude, you're in this la-la land of I don't know who I like, I don't know who I trust. There's a lot of uncertainty. What am I going to do for work? And there's a lot of chaos.
People's words mean more when you're that age too. So if you're struggling and they're there's negative around you.
Yeah, you're going to call them an effing...
Yeah. I mean, I feel like with Duran, it was out there. Kind of people saw how he interacted with fans and stuff, and were like, "Wow, this kid has some issues."
Yeah.
Junior Seau was a fun, happy-go-lucky.
It was hidden.
He was on camp. He was doing a show, little show he had. He was happy. And then you hear about all the dark stuff behind the scenes.
Right.
That,
and I think with Junior, I don't want to analyze his life. I think football gave him purpose. After football, he must have felt like I don't really have purpose in this world anymore, which is a terrible thing to think, but some people think that. But I think football is what gave him purpose.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
And I didn't realize just now what chimes in with actually, yes, now that I'm reading this, I do remember seeing a piece on this. Joey Votto, with his suffering from bipolar, and he's a big advocate.
Kevin Love.
Yep.
Kevin Love's another one. But these athletes don't talk about it enough because...
Nothing is... I'm sorry, and I didn't mean to laugh, but nothing is as polarizing as when you read, oh, wow, this athlete, had the gun in his mouth.
Right.
Pulled the trigger.
Right.
Wouldn't, and that really strikes strikes to the heart. And I'm not belittling any of this other stuff. I'm just like, when you read that, you're like, whoa.
A little bit, yeah. Hits a little bit, hits home a little bit harder. And you hope that 20 years from now, people are much more open about it. You know, 10 years from now, they're much more open. I feel like they are much more open about it now than they were 20 years ago.
100%.
But it still needs to take, like, huge steps.
Did you want to say something?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I couldn't tell. You had the phone up like you were ready to go. We kept cutting you off. So, all right, Dave. We got 18 minutes left here.
Yeah, this will be quick.
See you guys in a bit. Check my scores.
And now, the Coach's Corner with David DeShulo.
Where do you want to start?
The Bruins are stupid for winning.
Yeah, it is stupid, and Swayman's playing the best he's played all year right now. Which
like this
what
team.
for?
Pasta on fire, 100 points, 3 straight seasons,
and
14 straight games.
Imagine if Pasta had help.
Yep, your guy last night, Lascelles.
Yeah, got his first assist.
Yep.
You know what? He's fast. He just needs to play more. The kid Minton he got his first goal as a Bruin at least. I mean, they've got some young talent that probably could have been playing earlier. But imagine if they had brought help in for Pasta.
Yeah.
I mean, he's on an elite level right now that he's on one of the shittiest teams in the league with no offense, and he's got over 100 points. And Geeky's having a great year, 30 goals. And these guys aren't scoring empty netters.
Did you see the math on Pasta? That if he continues and plays his career out, he only has to get 40 goals a season to break Ovi's record.
But this is what I mean. If he had they brought Lindholm in thinking he was the center that was going to bring
injured all year.
He's not that guy.
I don't disagree.
He got all his points playing with Gaudreau and Tkachuk.
How many games did he play this year?
He's played a decent amount.
I thought he only played like 60 games.
His numbers are terrible, and I get it. You know.
Oh, you know what? I'm thinking of the other Lindholm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're thinking of the other one. Yeah, we have two
the
bum
Suck brothers.
Lindholms. Yeah.
They're not even brothers, are they?
They're not. No. But Pasta is, like I said, he's elite. You put like McDavid and Draisaitl will put up 120, 130 points a season together. Pasta doesn't have anyone like that to do that with.
Like you just mentioned, Geeky. That's his guy. That's
that
the
is
only
his
other
guy.
guy.
And if Pasta had help, he's scoring 50 to 60 goals a season. And like not easily, but easily.
I mean, he had help for a majority of his career.
Right,
Dave.
and he had 60 goals a couple of years ago.
This is his first year that he hasn't had help.
No, last year wasn't great.
Last year he had 60-something goals, Dave.
And there wasn't a lot of help.
Last year, weren't they the number 1 or 2 team in the league?
Well, the best teams of all time last year, right?
That was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, okay.
Yeah, I would say when he had Bergeron, he had a lot more help. Krejci. But to put up the numbers he's doing right now, that's just insane on this team. And unfortunately, they keep winning.
To roll with putting up insane numbers, Ovi. Now the chase for 900 goals.
Yeah, which 5 away, 5 games left?
Yeah.
It's doable.
Wayne Gretzky said he'd buy him a car.
I know.
Car of his choice if he hit 900.
I mean, he's just shooting the puck. Every time the puck hits his stick, he's shooting it. So there's a good chance he gets it, which would be amazing.
I would love to see it. I mean, he broke the record. Let's put it someplace that's even going to be harder to break. You know, even though you got guys between Pasta and your boy there that you absolutely hate in Toronto.
I don't hate him. I just not a huge fan.
Him and Matthews are on pace. If they can continue the longevity and not get injured, they're both on pace. I mean, Matthews only needs to score 38 goals a year. So
yeah, but the difference is Ovechkin's 40 or 39, and he's got 42 goals this year. That's not going to happen when Pasta's 40 or Matthews.
Dave, all I got to say is 10 years ago, I was telling you this with Ovi, and you were telling me what you're saying right now about Pasta. you were saying about Ovi. Going, he's not going to break it. The style that he's playing, he's going to break down. It's just not going to happen.
He's a freight train. He's a freight train.
So
his style of play, and he still plays that way at 39.
It's the diet of
insane.
Cheetos and beer.
Yeah. You see him take his shirt off, his gut hanging out.
I love it. Him and Patrick Mahomes with the bellies. Two of the best of the...
Maroon. Oh, Mahomes, yeah. You see Pat Maroon getting picked on a little bit because he's got a gut hanging out.
He was fat. But, all right, Dave. That's all we got for those.
Yeah, that's all there really is. Playoffs are coming soon.
Celtics, because there's no other reason why. The Celtics are the balls.
Great win over the Knicks. Great win by the Celtics to head into the playoffs. Keep the Knicks on their heels. The Knicks can't beat us. It was a good game. Tatum, big shot, puts it into overtime, and then we just put it to the Knicks.
And the Knicks were supposed to be a team that was trying to build to beat the Celtics, and they didn't beat them this year once, right?
They didn't beat a team. I think a team over 500. I think they only have one win. I think that's what it was.
The Knicks were supposed to be the Cavaliers.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be like the team that would challenge us.
But now, rest. 4 games left. I don't want to see Brown. He's got a bad knee. I don't. Honestly,
can we talk about Jaylen Brown?
Yeah.
And how he's being selfish because he wants to play these games so he has a chance to be on the third team NBA. Like,
did you hear what he said the other day? He was asked about this.
And what did he say?
He goes, doesn't means nothing.
Then why are we playing? You got Porzingis calling him out saying he needs to rest his knee to get ready for the playoffs.
Yep.
And he's a few games away, and I believe you have to play 20 minutes.
Jaylen Brown has had some comments.
He's a prick.
So Jaylen Brown has just had some comments you're listening to the past couple days on different podcasts, and I'm like, guys, shut up.
Yeah, I hate people that think they're so much smarter than everybody else.
Talking about the other day, like if a guy gets in my face like that, I'm gonna knock him out or something like that.
Yeah,
and
all
I'm like,
184 pounds of you. Okay, buddy.
Stop. Just these are the things. Just keep to yourself.
And I think the Celtics are sitting a lot of people because it's back to back.
Yeah, no one's playing against Orlando next. So
except for Jaylen Brown.
No, he's not playing.
Oh, are you sure?
I thought he was the first one out.
I don't think. I think when I saw the list of people out, I don't think he's out.
He's a guy that needs to sit, and I don't even want to see him in the first round.
I don't even think he'd make the third team NBA anyways. Plus, he already has his contract. The reason why you want to make those all NBA teams is so you can get the better contract.
Right.
He already got his contract. What are we doing here?
I think he still feels that he needs to prove himself.
To who? You're making $50 million a year.
You're an NBA champion. You won
MVP.
You wrongfully won the NBA Finals MVP. You won the other MVP, that's the playoff conference finals, which you deserved. So, I
don't know.
We're going to end up playing Orlando in the first round of the playoffs.
And I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem is that the knee keeps acting up and you're playing Cleveland.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We don't need to see him. Let him rest. He doesn't need to play.
Let him rest now.
Exactly. But even into the playoffs is what I'm saying. We're going to end up playing either the Magic or the Hawks. I think it's going to be the Magic. Either way, we don't need Jaylen Brown.
Right.
We have this team that is constructed to win without one of their stars. We did it last year. Yep. So we'll definitely need him in the second round against the Pistons, though. Because like I said earlier in the show, it's going to be a Pistons-Knicks matchup, and I don't think the Knicks can I just see them falling. But either way, even if we do play the Knicks, we're going to need Jaylen Brown.
When's their season end?
They got 4 games.
Okay.
Jaylen Brown's going to play every single one of them.
Jay Fields ask Jaylen Brown. He's so cerebral.
Oh, yeah.
Just ask him.
I hate when people tell you how smart they are. Okay. You're an idiot. The fact that you have to mention it.
The fact that you need to validate yourself like that immediately tells me that you're mentally weak.
Yes.
And I just...
You know who else used to do that? Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
That's a cerebral basketball player. Oh, God. Stop it. Knock it off.
So, but yeah, great win over the Knicks. Looking good. Rest. Let's get into the playoffs. We got number 2 locked up. Doesn't matter. Let's just cruise control, get out of the season without any injuries, and just get ready for another run.
Yeah.
So, speaking of teams going on a run, just making unbelievable moves, the Denver Nuggets.
I still don't understand that at all.
So, there was infighting between the GM and Malone for years, and I think it was this year they weren't even talking to each other.
Whatever. You won a championship while you guys were infighting, so who cares?
And the Nuggets owner has said that I think removing these two is actually going to give us a better chance in the playoffs, that we don't have to deal with the headaches that are these guys. So
Interesting.
Lucky for him.
that he's got Jokic.
Yes. And players win in this league, not coaches. And coaches in the NBA, coaches in Major League Baseball, you're there just to kind of manage personalities. In football, you could never do this because you actually have to coach. But still a ballsy move. Yeah. And we'll see where it goes from here.
See how it pans out. One last thing we got two more quick things to get into. John Morant, complete idiot, still doesn't get it. Has stopped doing the machine gun, and now he's throwing grenades.
Now his coach got fired too.
Yeah.
Do you think this is him acting out because his coach isn't there, and maybe he liked his coach, or he's just an idiot?
You could
idiot.
put a case for that if he doesn't have this long
Right.
of being an idiot.
But he only started this on the court recently after the coach was fired.
No, the Warriors thing was before the coach was fired.
Okay. Yeah, so he's just a moron.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just a complete moron who just doesn't get it. So.
Or just wants to cause controversy, wants his name out there, like, for all the wrong reasons.
He claims he's the victim.
Victim of what? You make millions of dollars, and you're acting like a child.
The other team forced him to throw grenades at him.
Yeah.
to imaginary shoot down the... And I get it. I'm like, fine, the NBA is being a little sensitive with the gun thing to me. I could care less. But the problem with Morant is you've now been caught twice with guns.
On video.
You have beat up a kid in your home.
That was a child.
There's a child. And then guns were pulled on that. So 3 separate occasions. Yeah. And now you're still doing this stuff. That's the problem with Morant. Mm-hmm. So
yeah. And the problem with the NBA is they don't take like a hard line. They should have suspended him after the Golden State thing. They gave him a warning. So he comes back
the next night.
The next night. He comes back the next night, does it again. They fine him $75,000. Yeah. So now he's just like a child, like testing his parents. When the parent isn't tough, they just keep testing.
Yep.
And that's $75,000 is nothing to them.
Nothing.
So games is where you get him because he wants to be out there. So
give him 25 games
away.
Give him 25 games.
Yeah.
He's already had that.
Adam Silver needs to grow some balls.
Jay Fields chimes in, Morant, definitely not cerebral.
No, he is not. He is not.
So, all right, awesome show, guys. Next week, we'll be doing our wrestling show. Ryan's going to stick around. Ryan Gray will be here for us. He'll be with us next week on the podcast. But we have our WrestleMania preview.
All right.
So, looking forward to that.
I better get caught up on my wrestling. A little far behind on this one.
Dave watched some before you did.
All right, so Dave, you're on the show next week. We'll see you then.
I'll be sitting in silence.
Yeah.
That's why you're there, Tony.
Yeah.
You know, to bring your one-liners in.
Yes.
So on that note, we'll see everybody next week.
All right, check you later.
Sox have the bases loaded. The Blue Jays have the bases loaded.